To my channel. Today is a very exciting day. We are joined by Hayley.
Hello.
So this today is going to be my second ever recorded case study for the Sales Accelerator, which I'm obviously super thrilled about. Hayley started working with me on the 9th of January, so only a couple months ago, very early on to when I founded the Sales Accelerator. She has achieved incredible results. She landed her first ever role without any prior sales experience within 3 days, became the top of the leaderboard in the company she's working for in her first ever month of setting. From there, she got a promotion as the only female on the team to move to front end setting, which requires a lot higher skill set. And in her second month ever of sales and setting, she made 8.2K in commissions, which is just absolutely mind blowing. She's the fastest student of mine to land a job and achieve such incredible results. So, yeah, as I said, I'm super excited to film this case study today. And just to kind of dive straight in, Hayley, I'd love for you to give us a bit of background of yourself. And I guess take me back to what motivated you to book a call with me in January and want to start your journey.
Actually, so my background is in real estate. So I was a property manager for 3 years. I had seen your content, Shelley. I think it was on Instagram is where I found you initially. I had thought about going into sales in the past, but I wasn't very committed or hadn't really actively taken any steps towards it. But I initially saw you on Instagram and I saw your content, your sales content about how you approach certain sales calls, your mindset. And I just thought you were super genuine. I really liked the points that you were speaking about. And then I went through to your YouTube, absolutely just watched all of your content. And that's how I reached out from there, pretty much, essentially. So,
Nice. I love that.
yeah.
And I remember when we had our first sales call, you were just super driven. Like you had your mindset, you knew what you wanted. And I'd love for you to be able to expand on that of where do you think that mindset came from, right? Because I speak to a lot of people who are super, super nervous. And when I met you, you very much reminded me of me when I first joined a mentor because I went on the call, I'd already made up my mind. They could have told me any price really, and I would have paid because I just knew what I wanted. So what has made you into such a confident person, do you think, to just believe in yourself and take the step?
I think from my past job, like I just really want to change. I wanted to find something like I'm pretty competitive as well. But I just wanted like a new challenge. I had the drive, but I just didn't really have anything to put my drive to or really don't know, I don't have the words. I didn't have anything like really challenging to set my mind to or to pour all my work and energy into, if that
Mhm.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Um,
100%.
so yeah, when I saw your stuff, I had been keeping an eye on sales, but um, yeah, it kind of just sucked me in. I was like, okay, like what Shelley's saying is really awesome. Like if she can do it, like I can do it. I've got to reach out. I've got to meet this girl. I got to know how to get in the door and just get started. So yeah.
I love that. And that's exactly what you did. I mean, to land a job in literally 3 days, talk me through that. Like the process of meeting me. I'd love for you to tell, everyone watching how you decided to quit your job, go all in, and the process that has allowed you to make such an incredible amount in 2 months, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. So I think when we initially spoke, like I was on the fence for a little bit, but then when we spoke, I was like, okay, this is real. This is happening. Like it's gonna happen soon. Like I need to be accountable. Shelley's working with me now. Like, so it was for me, it was just like it was ultimately like committing to myself and committing to change. And then when we spoke, it was really awesome, like such a great conversation. I was super, super inspired. I was so pumped to get ready. I believe you let me into the accelerator. I went through all the course materials in like the next day. Um, so I knew what I wanted. I went through all of your course materials really quickly. And it really helped me discern like what I needed to look for in an offer, how I needed to present myself and hold myself when I'm speaking to offer owners. So when the time came and I did apply for a position, it just felt very natural. Like I knew what I wanted to say, I knew what I wanted to get out of the offer, I knew where I wanted to go. So I think just coming into it with a lot more confidence and conviction really is what like got me there so quickly. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And what has your experience been from quitting your job? I know you there was a bit of nerves behind that, as was for me, as would be for anyone, to actually going into like a commission only role. Like, how has that been for you?
Honestly, the commission only part like wasn't the scariest moment for me in making the like the transition. I knew like I just know how I work. Like I am like the hardest worker in the room. Like I was like, there's no absolutely no way that I can't fail because I know how hard I work. Like I was a little bit delusional. Like I guess you got to have that like self-confidence. Like there's no way I can fail once I
Mm.
get my foot in the door. But quitting my job like was tough because I had been there for several years. I've built these relationships. It was stable. So I even remember having a conversation with you, Shelley, like, is this the right thing? Like, am
Yeah.
I like, should I really be quitting my job? Just for that like extra boost. But when I did it, like I was so happy. I was so thrilled. I just needed that little boost. But it all happened so quickly and yeah, honestly, from our conversations, it just helped me really pull the trigger and get in the door pretty much.
I love that. I remember I had been in sales for about 3 months and I literally made double my income, but I was still like to my mum, Mum, what do I do? And I was like, she was like, you have to quit. And it's the hardest thing to like just quit and bet on yourself, especially for you because you were so early on in your journey. But it's kind of like if you want like the higher income, if you want to achieve the goal, the big numbers, which I know you do, you kind of have to bet on yourself. You can't have a plan B. What do you think to that?
100%. I did not have a plan B at all. I was just like, you got to go big or go home. And
Mm.
I think that like I don't know, that excites me. Like it's a challenge. Like, okay, I've got nothing to fall back onto. Like you've got to be 100% invested. You got to give it your 100% best. And yeah, I absolutely loved it. And I still love it, to be honest.
Yeah,
It's challenging, like it's competitive. It's just, yeah, it's just great.
for sure.
Love it.
And I would love for you to tell everyone watching what it actually takes to achieve what you've achieved, because I know you don't I guess you're quite modest, you're quite humble from getting to know you, that you want more, and you're very like me. But what you've achieved in 2 months is incredible. And most people wouldn't achieve something like that because obviously to embark on that journey takes a lot of, I guess, guts to just bet on yourself, like we just discussed, like you have. So for someone watching and contemplating, like whether they should, whether they shouldn't, they've seen content on Instagram, obviously, of how sales, you can take calls on the beach, XYZ. Like, what does it actually take to achieve that type of income in a month, would you say?
I would say hard work. You got to have a good work ethic. Um, like I came into it like knowing what I wanted, like I wanted to give it a good shot, but I think the reason why I have progressed so quickly is just my work ethic. Like I was the first to ask any questions. I've been working like 12, 14-hour days purely because I just love it, but you just need to want it. Like I know we've spoken about it before, like I wanted it like more than I could breathe. So yeah, you just gotta have that want and you need to love the work as well. And just knowing where you want to go with it as well, having direction
Mm,
really helps. Yeah.
for sure. And did you expect there to be like 12, 14-hour days coming into this? Has this shocked you, or did you just kind of know that this was what you were going to have to do?
I did. I knew that it wasn't always going to be like sunshine and roses, initially anyway, but 12 like 14-hour days, I expected it, but I didn't expect to love it like this much. Like it just goes so quickly. And like when you truly love what you're doing, it just like flies. It doesn't feel like 12, 14, 16 hour days even. Yeah.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I think we always say this in the trainings, but you get out what you put in with sales. So why wouldn't you want to do the hours? That's what I've always thought, because I'm exactly the same. Like I love doing the hours because I know what I'm going to get out at the end of the month from putting in all the inputs. So it is super fascinating, but I know for a lot of people, I guess they wouldn't expect to do that many hours, or I don't know, different things are said online. So for
Mm.
you overall, would you say you've had a very positive experience? You've got the work ethic and you enjoy that? I guess from the sounds of it, you absolutely do. You enjoy putting in the work, and it's been pretty, I don't want to say easy, but relatively easy for you, you'd say.
Yeah, it feels easy. But yeah, it hasn't always been easy. Like I know my
Mhm,
first week, going through the calls, actually speaking to someone on the phone, was very humbling. I learned a lot in that. Even now, I'm learning so much. It's
mhm,
incredibly humbling, but you just got to take it for what it is, and like just put in the work, get in the reps, and you will get better. It's just, yeah, just getting in the reps and just keep pushing forward, is what my mentality has been,
mhm.
the past couple months. So yeah, that's kind of what's gotten me through. So yeah.
I love that. And what would you say your biggest learnings are from diving in straight into high ticket sales and jumping on an offer and getting to where you have?
Honestly, it's not so much a skill set because you pick that up anyway, but just mindset has been massive for me.
Mhm,
Even if my performance isn't great over a couple of days, it always I've found it's the same pattern. It just comes back to mindset, and then just believing in yourself, believing in the offer. Um, but yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I've learned from sales, and my journey so far is just how big mindset is.
mm.
Um, and like the belief you have to have in yourself, in the system, and everything like that. So,
It's so, so true. I say this all the time on the offer that I manage. The skill set is just you pick it up. The more repetition you do, the more dials you make, etc., the more closes you do. That's fine because it will just come. It's like a habit. But to be resilient through the days where you do all the work and achieve nothing, to the days where you make the most money in a day and then you've got to start from zero the next day. It's such a roller coaster of emotions in the best way, but sometimes in the worst possible way. Um, do you think that's had a big effect on you and you've had to learn to kind of overcome it, or do you think naturally you were kind of quite mentally strong coming into this?
I think naturally I'm pretty mentally strong. If I don't have a good day, it could come like down to a lot of factors. I just know like if I show up, if I'm putting in the same inputs consistently,
Mhm.
the results will come. And as long as I'm learning, long as I'm doing better than the previous day, like it'll come naturally. The money will come. You just got to work on yourself. And
Mm.
yeah, same inputs every day.
Yeah, absolutely. So just keeping that consistency, you think?
Hmm. Yeah, the consistent hard work and yeah, consistently getting better and pushing yourself to do better.
For sure. And I always get asked in my Instagram DMs, like, what does like a day in the life look like? Like, what do you actually do? So I'd love for you to share like a mini day in your life as a setter. Like, what do you do? You wake up, and how does your workday start?
Yep. So I work a lot, but pretty much I get up around 6. I need to I'm learning this the hard way because I don't haven't always kept up with my exercise and health. I've kind of neglected that a little bit because I love the work so much. But usually get up at 6, force myself to go for a walk or do some exercise. Um, get home, eat, have a coffee, set up my calendar for the day. Around 8, we hop on a team meeting. Pretty much goes for an hour, team meeting training. Then pretty much for the rest of the day, it's in the dials. Generally, sometimes I have a break. But yeah, generally in the dials on the phone, speaking with prospects. Then it comes around 5, 6-ish. That's where I kind of wrap up the day. We do a team debrief, do some training as well, call reviews. That probably takes me around 6, 7 o'clock. And then I have dinner. And then I take the rest of the night to really reflect how I like on my performance on the day. I listen to my calls like personally myself. Um, Network, go through your trainings, of course, speak with some of the girls from the course, any role plays with them. So yeah, I have big days, but it's like when you really break it down, all I do is work. But yeah, I wouldn't have it
So
any
pretty
other way.
full on,
Yeah,
100%.
a
And
little bit extreme, but
it's funny, isn't it, to like look back and think like, what do your days look like? Because obviously at some point you're 2 months in, right, or 3 months in, at some point you will be able to get to a point where maybe you're on a different offer and the ticket price is higher, or you're closing, because I know you want to move up to closing, which we'll discuss, and you'll be able to work less and get more. And that's when the freedom comes. And that's what I found over the past maybe 6 months, that I had that shift. But on the like the path up to that, the grind for that, it's all systems go. And I
yeah,
think it's so funny when not funny, but when I speak to people and they're like, yeah, I just want to work a couple of hours per day and do X, Y, Z, and I want to make 10K per month in this time and have this travel and do like all these things. It is possible, but not at once. It takes time to get there. So did
yeah.
you know that it was going to be this tough and that's going to be your, because it sounds like all you do is work, which is very similar to me. Did you know that that was going to be the case, or what do you think about that?
I think I came into this like my mindset is like I want to be the best. I want to be the best at what I do. I want to learn quick. Um, and I think that's why I do put like a lot of hours in. Like I'm striving for excellence. Like I don't want to be an average salesperson. I want to be the best. But
Mhm.
like if you like coming into it, I know like I was gonna always work the hardest, put my 100% in. I know other people can come into it quite differently, obviously less hours, but like for my first 2 months, like the hard work is paying off for
Yeah,
sure. My inputs are showing like in like my outputs and the outcomes. So yeah, it just shows in the
it's
more
rewarding.
you put in, the more you get out of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
It's been very rewarding quite quickly.
yeah, for sure. And it like
100%.
right now I can't see anything changes. It's like I love it so much. But I'm sure
Yeah.
further down the line I'll probably have some breathing space. But yeah.
But now you're just kind of that locked in mode where you're just going to do whatever it takes to achieve your goals, basically.
And keep going 100%. Yeah.
100%. I love that. And I noticed that with a lot of the girls in the training program, actually, the ones who haven't managed to get offers, they like, because some conversations I had, they wanted to work part-time, do X, Y, Z, but then when they're in an offer, they're like all in now. The work ethic's there, like it's really hit them, but in the best possible way, what it actually takes. And you start getting competitive, not only with your team members, but with yourself, which I know you're very competitive in that way. Like you only want to strive to be the best and do what's necessary, which I think is super important to have that work ethic. And I'd love to know, like, on that note, how has life changed for you? Like, I know it's only been a short amount of time, but I remember for me, I felt like a completely different person. Sales, changed me personally and like the lifestyle I could have. So, what's the difference between you 3 months ago and you now, do you think?
Honestly, like I haven't even like reflected on it too much. Because I've just been go, go, go. But like once you really sit back, like the skills and like confidence that you have as a person like scale
Mhm.
sales doesn't like only impact your income, like it impacts like absolutely everything, like how I am, how I hold myself, my confidence, how I speak to people, just changed completely. And the lifestyle as well, like I work from home, I don't have to do any more commutes. um yeah, it's great. Like I live like quite close to the beach. So for on my break, I want to go for a walk on the beach, just get some breath air, like a breath of air. Like I can do that now. Um, yeah, yeah, it's great. Professionally, personally, and yeah, it's awesome. Just the freedom and flexibility as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And what does your like family and your friends think about the journey you're on and where you're at so quickly?
Like they're super proud. Like a lot of my friends and family don't really understand what I'm doing. They understand the hours. I never shut up about it. Like I'm always talking about work. They know I love it, and they know I'm super happy with what I'm working on. But yeah, they a lot of my friends and family aren't really in the online space.
Hmm.
Family mostly, but they just know I love what I do and I'm doing really well. So
Mm,
yeah,
100%.
and they can see that. Mm.
Yeah, I love that. Do you feel that's been Um, well, I guess we can talk two ways about this. Do you think that's been isolating that your family and friends don't know too much, even though they're super supportive? You can't really, there's no one to talk to, or because I know we have the community and the accelerator, like have you lent on them at all, or are you very much like a lone wolf in this and it doesn't phase you?
Honestly, it doesn't phase me. I built connections in the online space, which is great. It also I suppose gives me a little bit to disconnect, I suppose, and talk about actual things, other things in life, I suppose. But um there hasn't like there hasn't been a massive disconnect, especially being in the group, Shelley, and speaking with all the girls. Some of them have like similar journeys as well, and some people just don't understand um what some other people are willing to take to get their dreams and all that like that. It is what it is, but yeah, I think
Mm,
just have like building your own community in the space, having people to speak to you on the same journey, people who are already in it, people who are where you want to be. I
mm.
think that's super important and has been like awesome on, especially in my journey for sure, with
Yeah.
not having many people in a space that I do know in my personal life. So
100%. And I think that's something I lacked for such a long time. I know I've mentioned this a few times, I think to you and the community is that like group of people who know what it's like, right? And especially being a woman in this space. And it's not, men and women, you can do achieve the same in sales. There's no difference in that respect as long as you have the work ethic. But to have like a group of women who actually understand and that you can lean on is something I feel so proud to build because it's just something that I never had. And I think for you, you were one of the earlier ones in the community. So you've seen it's growing slowly but surely. So I'd love to know if you have any advice to women looking to get into sales and because a lot of women, I guess, are quite scared of sales or there's a misconception of sales perhaps from people I've spoken to. So what would be your perspective of being a woman in sales and what you've been able to achieve? Because I'm pretty sure you're the only woman in the company you work for. So what's that been like?
yeah, just do it. That's my advice. I look back at it now, and even where I was like the last 3 months or previous to being in the space, just wish I had started earlier. I
Mm,
can't believe that I hadn't. But yeah, I would just like take a bet on yourself. It's so worth it. And yeah, just do it. It's yeah, I can't emphasize that enough. Like literally just do it. If it's something you're thinking about, just pull the trigger, have that, even have that conversation. Like you would not regret it at all. Yeah.
yeah. 100%. I love that. And when it comes to being a part of the Sales Accelerator, how would you describe, I guess, the program overall, like full transparency, having the community of women to lean on, having the structure, having my support? Like, what's been your experience with that as a whole, personally?
Really great. I know, like we mentioned, like I pretty much joined and pretty much got an offer, but in between that time, like your course and excuse me, accelerator, it has all the foundations. Like it shows you what you need to do, mindset, what you need to work on professionally, personally. It's not just the skill set. It's like encapsulated pretty much everything. It's somewhere where you can connect as well, ask for advice. Like Shelley, you're like you can reach you whenever. You can message Shelley personally whenever, which is awesome. You can connect with the girls whenever. It's super supportive, which is awesome. But then again, yeah, it has everything to build the foundations you need to take off and take it like a step further as well. So yeah, I honestly probably if we didn't have that conversation, if like I think my journey would be delayed a lot.
Mm.
If from like if I didn't take that chance, if I didn't speak with you, if I didn't go on board, I think my journey would have been stretched out miles, months.
Yeah,
So yeah.
I love that. And what do you think motivated you to seek mentorship? And I guess to come to me to help you with that. What was pushing you for that?
Um, I had been in the space, like just like sorry. I had I had thought about being in the space, but I just didn't have that confidence. I hadn't like really spoken to anyone who had been in the space previously. I didn't really know anyone. And from watching your videos, it just made sense. Like you'd been in the industry before. You know what it's like. You started from zero as well. You know how it works, and to get where you are, it just helped me give me that confidence. Like I think as I mentioned before, like if Shelley can do it, I can do it. She knows how to. And then just having someone, yeah, that knows what you're going through, what you've been through. Um, yeah, and just having someone, oh my gosh, I'm saying the same thing over again. Sorry, sorry. Um, just having someone to lean on, just really giving me
Mhm.
the confidence to take that next step. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. I love that. I completely agree. I think sometimes I felt it myself, and I know a lot of the women in the community. Sometimes just putting money down, even like having me there, of course, and having the support, but just putting money down on yourself on a program, you're committing to something, right? You're
yeah.
then telling yourself, I have got no choice because I've put money on the table. And sometimes making that commitment is really all you need. And then partnering that with working with someone who's been there and done that, who can
Mm,
say, do this, don't do this, or that's good, that's bad, or you shouldn't accept this, or you should do this. Just having that second opinion, because like you said, your friends and family aren't in the online space, neither are mine or were mine. So you're very much in it alone. And there are great people in this space, but there are also people that want to take advantage of you for that. So it's kind of having, would you say, that support system just in the background, that comfort blanket that you can trust that person, like you can trust me, and I can, I guess, guide
mm.
you through.
Yeah, and I think what stood out, like what made you stand out, like you were just genuine, like you weren't flashy, you weren't
Thank you.
selling dream. You were just honest. You're realistic about what it takes to be in this space. And that's kind of what led me to you. I was like, this girl like knows what she's talking about. She's been there. She's like just genuine, just a genuine person who's been through it. And yeah, that's kind of like you weren't being flashy, not materialistic. Like I just as soon as I saw you, I was like, okay, this is well, like legit. So yeah,
Thank you. I really
yeah,
appreciate that. And I think I that's the approach I always wanted took, and that's the type of person that I was attracted to as well when I got support, because it's so daunting embarking on this space and there's so many people's opinions. So you want to
yeah,
make sure you can trust the person that you're working with is so important.
for sure.
And I guess being a woman in the space, would you say it's been an advantage for you, or what's your perspective? Because I know you pretty much work with a team of all guys. What's that been like?
Honestly, there's not enough women in the space. Um, yes, we can that can definitely use it to our advantage. For the right reasons, of course. I think in sales, like girls, not that we have it easier, but people are more open to a conversation. They're more
Hmm.
trusting. They're more willing to give you the time of day.
Hmm.
It's just how it works. So I think for women, like particularly sales is a masculine like dominated space, but like women in the industry like absolutely crush it. Um, Obviously with the work ethic and building the skills up, but um there's just like you say it all the time, like there's just not enough women in the space.
Mm.
But yeah.
It's so true. I think we see it time and time again. Women move quicker, they dominate the industry, they have the best results. Don't get me wrong, there are some very, very successful guys in this space for sure. But we always see the women who get the best results the quickest. And it is so true. It's because there's not many of us. So when you can be a woman and when you're super hardworking and driven and you've got that mindset, the world's your oyster, I always think. There's so many opportunities because people don't, I think we've said this before, people don't view women as salespeople. So would you say you felt that too? You kind of have, in a nice way, but you have the upper hand. You can speak to prospects, you can drop people's guard without them really kind of feeling any sales resistance, or what's your experience been with that?
I would say like 100%. It's just like, yeah, it's women are like generally more grounded, I suppose. And like people honestly are just willing to give women the time of day. For men, sometimes it's not as easier.
Mhm.
But it's just like feminine and masculine, and it's just people feel more comfortable opening up to women. And I think, yeah,
Mhm.
it's definitely an advantage in the sales space because that's what we're doing. Like we're having conversations where we're speaking with prospects to open up, tell us their pain, helping them through a decision. Yeah, I think women in particular, we do definitely have an upper hand in this kind of industry. So for sure.
100%. And I think just like you, right? Pair that with a work ethic and the mindset to do whatever it takes, you and me both. It clearly shows. I mean, for you, you were literally the only woman in the company you're working in, and you've been the only one who has was promoted to being a front end setter. So it's clear, like to have the work ethic and the mindset and the drive and the do whatever it takes, which we both know, whether you say it or not, we both know you had compared to everyone else in your team. You must have had. Like I speak to you every week, so I know that's very much the case. But then the cherry on the top is the fact you're a woman and the fact that people love to have conversations with women. So yeah, I think there's so much opportunity in this space for women. It's just capitalizing on it, um, which is exciting, I guess, for to see how the industry goes.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess with that being said, what are your goals? Like, what would you like to achieve over the next few months, this year, 2025? Where do you want to be?
I have income goals. I would like to hit 10K. That's my next immediate goal.
Mhm.
And I would like to progress to closing as well. I am long-term goal is closing, but again, that's only really short term. I can see that happening in the next couple months. So it just everything just moves so quickly in this space. So these goals are probably not going to be my goals in the next couple months. I'll probably just level up and keep going from there. So immediate goals, yeah, get into closing for sure.
100%. It's super exciting to have that progression, right? Of being able to learn a new skill, and you start from zero, don't you? And
Mhm.
when you're going to become a closer and go through that all over again. So for yourself, you'd say the next couple of months being a closer and then leveling your income, that's your ultimate goal
Yeah,
for now.
that's my yeah for now.
I love
Yeah.
it. You'll 100% do it. I mean, the speed that you've moved at is incredible. And I know people, even just watching, if there are business owners, managers, offer owners, anyone that watches this video will just see that within you. So I think for yourself, you're going to have a very, very successful career, which I cannot wait to watch. Yeah, it's super exciting, genuinely. And I guess to kind of wrap things up, if there's someone listening and they're on the fence of whether they should join the sales accelerator, whether they should kick off their career and, start sales and, build the life that will truly fulfill them, but they're on the fence and they just don't know whether they should or take that step because they're scared, what would be your advice to them to join the team here and to have my support and to just get into sales? What would you have to say to them?
I would say just take the leap. Like honestly, like this community has done just wonders for me, and it's apparent in like my story and how quickly I've progressed as well. It's just to trust in yourself, and just take the leap, because it's so worth it. So worth it. So worth it.
100%. Um, well, with that, we'll end on that note. It's been so lovely speaking with you, Hayley. I cannot wait to see your career and how you move in the sales space. I know for sure you're going to have everything you want. So thank you so much for taking the time today. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. And for everyone watching, if you want to kind of discuss being part of the community and kickstart your sales career, really, or if you're looking to level up and get from setting to closing or increase your close rate, there'll be a link in the bio to book a call with myself personally, and we can chat about your goals and go from there. Bye, guys.